good, the bad, the ugly first. 2 good stories, 2 bad stories, 2 ugly stories. We've talked with Biggie about this a few times. Yet another person has broken a record, sprinting record. A 100-year-old sprinter named Lester Wright has just broken the world record for his age group in the men's 100-meter at the Penn Relays in Philadelphia.
He was at the Penn Relays?
The Penn Relays. Apparently they have...
That's like one of the most...
Oh, yeah.
Or used to be one of the most prestigious track events ever.
Heard of it for years, yeah. And he was there, and he did the race. We have the play-by-play of the race.
All eyes on lane 8, getting in the blocks and all, is Lester Wright, the 100-year-old man. There they are off. Let's go. Lester Wright is coming down hard in lane 8. The man from Shore Athletic Club, 100 years young, takes the 100-meter title.
Lester Wright goes 26:34.
Alex, do you think you'll be running 100 meters in 26 seconds? What, 70 years from now?
I can only hope, Courtney. I can only hope.
26.
Did we edit that for time?
No, that was the... I told you, he's fast now. He's fast. 26 and some odd seconds.
How old is the man?
100, exactly.
You know, because I've saw the video, and I think there were, 7 or 8 people in the race, and he was in the starting blocks.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Half the guys in the race did the standing start.
Yeah. Well, they said at the beginning, down
He's
in the
in the
starting blocks
blocks.
and all. Yeah, that's his thing. And apparently he's always been a runner, always been a sprinter, taking care of himself his whole life, and now he has the record. We've had like 80-something-year-old women do a lap around the track, which is 400 meter, or 200 meter?
400, I think.
400 meter. And, they do it. What did we challenge Biggie? It was under 2 minutes or something like that. To go once around the track. And we'll see if he can do it when he comes back in here now.
We will.
I'm going to say we had it scheduled a few times.
5 years ago?
5 years ago. He blames the pandemic, but it was long before the pandemic that we were ready to do it. We came back in here. He didn't do it.
I think if memory serves, too, about watching that the old man or set the record at the Penn Relay, he didn't win the race. I mean, if you were the guy who won the race, how would you feel? All the attention's on this old fossil.
I would have...
Hello, gold medal.
Over here. I mean, I'm like 84. I won the thing, Yeah.
I dusted him.
Yeah. Crushed the guy. All eyes on Wright. Why?
Lane 8.
Hello. He's in 4th place. Take a look over here. I'm the guy.
Yeah, he finished DFL.
I would have felt terrible about that. I would have felt awful about that. Of course. You know how I am. I always am looking for
yes,
a little something.
Personal attention, personal glory.
I told you about the, I shouldn't even say this. There was a woman that went to my high school, and she had some difficulties. She was smaller. She was like 3.5, 4 feet tall. We all knew her, loved her, great person. Mm-hmm. But on awards day,
you were treading very lightly.
I liked her.
She was a little person.
I don't know. I don't know why, but she was only. She may have. I don't know if she was characterized a little person or if she had some sort of an issue where she just wasn't tall at all. I mean, she was less than 4 feet tall, I believe. Mm-hmm. And I knew her all through high school. Very nice. I don't recall the name now. She was real nice. I know that. Well, on awards day, I thought, surely I'll get something. I mean, almost everybody there got something.
Was this a special assembly just for the seniors?
Yeah. That was all. It was senior.
It's a great feeling because you're done.
Oh, it is. It's like 2 days
it's like
ago.
The last week of class, of school ever.
Right. And that was when they draped. I was at Ashboro High School, and for those, there was some sort of a special designation if you graduated with like a 4.0.
Or the National Honor Society?
Maybe that was it.
That was a big deal.
You got a gold band that went over your robe. Mm-hmm. And so they gave out those on this day. Only like 20 people out of the 200 graduating.
Or like graduating with honors, yeah.
That's what it was, graduating with honors. But they gave awards for almost everything. They had this and English and math. And I thought...
Like academic stuff?
Yes.
Or personality-driven?
Academic stuff.
Okay.
Now, we had already done the personality-driven stuff. That's when I was named the clumsiest. Which was an absolute slap in the face. I could have been anything else.
Was there a trophy of like a guy tripping over his own feet?
Yes, that's what they gave me. And they gave me a sign that said, I'm the clumsiest, but they misspelled clumsiest. It says, I'm the clumsiest.
Clumsiest, that's right.
It was. They gave it to me. They presented me with that and the trophy, and it said, and I held it up, and there's a picture on Ash High Chat that says, I'm the clumsiest. That's my claim to fame. And everybody and the girl that drew it, Cindy Spencer, she's like, oh my God, I left out the S. I'm so sorry. You're the clummiest. So that's what they called me, Clummy, for the next couple of weeks near the end of school. This was the awards day. It was parents were there. I scanned the auditorium for my parents. They weren't there. Not there. So award after award was given. Well, finally, the day was about to end, and they said, we have a very special award for a very special person out there. And I was like, bring it. Okay, now.
I defy categories.
It's my time.
Yeah. Nothing academic, no math, no science, nothing like that.
You did the morning announcements.
I did.
You were in Glee Club.
I was both. That's
Spanish
right.
Club?
Spanish Club, president of Glee Club and Spanish Club at one point, all over the yearbook. And I thought, okay, this is happening. This is happening. And they said, we got a special person out there that needs to be recognized for 4 amazing years. And I was like,
You stand up from your chair.
getting out of my seat. Right.
Excuse me. That's me. Excuse me.
Didn't expect this.
I was like getting my speech out from my back pocket. All right, finally, it's about time to use this thing. And they went on and on about what a special person and how they dealt with anxiety and dealt with difficulties. And I thought, it has been.
Never lost school spirit.
Never lost the spirit. Led the way. And they called her name. And I was like standing there, and she comes past me and she's a little person.
In a wheelchair, or is she mobile?
Sometimes yes,
okay,
just to get around better. Sometimes not. So I was standing next to somebody, and I turned to him. I was like, yeah. Only because she's a little...
I'm here to push her up on stage.
I said, yeah.
They needed the Clummy one to do it. Hey, don't touch your chair, Clummy.
But I said...
Don't drop her.
She said she only got it because she's a little person. They looked at me.
I lost to a dwarf?
They all looked at me like, what kind of monster are you to say that? And she went up, they gave her like a special, and the whole crowd is like, oh my God, they're going crazy. Because
grown men and women weeping.
They were weeping. The superintendent was there. He was like on a knee.
You're such an inspiration.
The one person who was ticked off was me.
I heard the door slam as you walk out of the auditorium.
I didn't get the award. I got nothing.
Nothing.
That whole day. Nothing. If I'd gotten anything, it would have been fine. But I thought they saved the last for me because I was such an inspiration at the school. No, it was for her. They got her up on stage. They decorate everything. And she was just like, I cannot tell you how great I feel. And I said, well, let me tell you something, sweetheart. It's pretty bad on the other end of that spectrum. Let me tell you that. And from then on, I've seen her at reunions and stuff.
Oh, really?
Every time I see her, I'm like, yeah, she got that award. It was destined for me, and I didn't get it. And I felt, everybody afterwards, I was like, even at the next day, I would be like, can you believe she won that award? And I was like, of course I believe she won the award. Everybody loved her.
You know what she went through on a daily basis?
Of course. And then here I'm the guy like, can't believe she took that award. I deserve that award. Terrible. It was an awful end to my 4 years Asheboro High School. And they didn't even give me perfect attendance, even though I got it. I didn't get a certificate or anything.
I don't know, BB Shea knows, but they supposedly corrected that, 10 years ago?
10 years, yes, 10 years ago, they gave me
your certificate.
My certificate for perfect attendance for 4 years. But they only...
They just wanted you to shut up about it.
They took my word for it. They didn't even check the records. They were like, here, take a certificate. Exactly. Bad story. Hate to say this, but beware of it. Police across the country are noticing an uptick in thefts from U-Haul trucks. And here's the reason. Thieves look for trucks in hotel parking lots, knowing that the owners have packed them full of belongings because they're moving across the country. So after dark, they either get into the truck and steal the stuff, or more likely just steal the truck. Because they're real easy to hotwire, too. This is
hot wiring trucks?
Hot wiring trucks.
You can still do that?
Yes. This is Don Reed. They were moving from Alaska to Florida. They parked at a hotel in Washington State to stay the night, and the next morning, The truck was gone.
How can people be so awful? We had boxes packed to the roof all the way to the back of the truck, and they went through every single box, opened it up. Anything that was worth of value, they took out. The rest of it, they dumped on the floor.
And so they got everything they could possibly get and took the truck. This is a sheriff in Georgia who says he's seeing it all over the place.
The U-Hauls are able to be manipulated to where they can get hot wired very easily, and they're gone within a matter of minutes.
We don't heard that term much anymore, do you? Hot wiring.
You don't.
And that's what they're doing to U-Haul trucks, and they're being taken. Now, that is rough.
That's low.
That is low. You heard the first guy. How could somebody be so horrible to steal
How
something?
can people be so heartless?
How can you be so heartless to steal a truck from all your belongings are in that truck? They're moving across the country. They don't have much left.
You know, West Coast Bob did that. He put all his
U-Haul?
stuff in U-Haul and went from Virginia to California.
I'm telling you.
And I think he would, he would lock it up. He was worried about it. At
Yeah,
night.
oh, sure, yeah. Who would have thought? But now the whole truck's being stolen.
Yeah.
Hot wire.
Well, yeah, he had a little trailer.
There's a guy, this is a bad story too. A small car was caught driving. They had bought lumber from a hardware store, but they were in a small vehicle, and the lumber was sticking out of each side. I saw the video. You ever seen anything like that? And he was getting onto the highway. It was like getting onto a major highway, and his lumber sticking out on the side hit a sign and another car as it went through. Somebody got it on camera.
I just witnessed a hit and run. They have some big giant lumber pieces sticking through their window, like all the way through. It's a small sedan.
And I saw the video of this. She did, by the way, something that's my big pet peeve. Obviously, he's going to say the word lumber. Mm-hmm. She's not on the phone. He's on the phone.
I just witnessed a hit and run. They have some big giant lumber pieces.
You know, she didn't need to say that. I mean, my wife, who I love like a shark loves blood, forever is like when I'm ordering pizza on the phone. I mentioned a minute ago, I always order it on the phone.
Yeah, old school.
She'll always say, she'll tell me before I call, ask them if they have any coupons. So I'll say, okay, I'll ask them because I don't have any coupons on me. So I'll call them and I'll give them the order, and she'll go, coupons. Ask them if they have coupons. And I'm always like,
Got it.
you know, yeah. And a lot of times they're saying to me, let me look and see if we have a coupon for you. And she'll go, ask them if they have coupons. And I just want to say, please.
I noticed you called. We'll look up the senior citizen discount. Calling a pizza restaurant in the year 2022.
I like human interaction, and I like them to hear the inflection of my voice so that I can delicately say what I want. You know, because sometimes my orders are specialized, so I'll say a little extra.
I know.
You know how I do it. I like to call. I like to touch base with the person so that they really understand the order, you know. But anyway, this guy, cops are looking for him because he knocked out another car, like the taillight of another car, and the lumber sticking out of the side of the car. I mean, you can imagine what that looks like. Pretty dangerous.
So it went
all the
crossways.
way crossways, yeah.
Are you supposed to strap it vertically?
I don't even think you can
front to back.
For that vehicle, I don't see any way it could have gone on because it was like a small sedan, and I don't think there's any way you could. And the lumber was probably 8 or 10 feet across at least. I mean, because it was sticking out 4 feet on each side, probably 12 footers. Also, here, ugly story today. A guest has been filmed. This is also somebody videotaping something with their phone. Apparently, at Disneyland recently, the ride, the Pirates of the Caribbean, got stuck. A bunch of people were on it, and they were stuck on the boats for about 30 minutes, which can be annoying, of course, if you're out there. We saw
Is that a dark ride? Or is it kind of dark-ish?
It's dark.
Do they put the house lights up if you're stuck?
Probably, I would think. It's dark-ish. There's fire and a few lights.
I haven't been since 77.
It's indoors. I mean, it's like you go down.
Of course, I saw it back before when they still had winches and whores.
Yeah, well, they had winches and whores until fairly recently.
Yeah.
You're right. We've taken the kids a couple of times, and like 5 years ago, they had winches and whores. Then the next time around, it was like
all Johnny Depped.
Yeah, it was depped up, and they didn't call them that. They had like one of the songs was like "Bring me a winch."
Right.
They don't do that anymore.
Or sell me a whore.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore. They sanitized.
We be horny and drunk.
Right. But they don't do that anymore. Yeah. Well, this time around, the employees stopped the music and turned on the house lights because the boats were stuck for 30 minutes. Somebody used the bathroom in the water. A woman apparently had to, and they caught it.
Fire department's here. And then this lady back here peed in the water. in the water. Cheeks out, everything. I'm sorry. Pulled her pants down in the water. In the lake. The lake's wrong.
Peed in the lake.
Well,
what are you supposed to do?
I mean, better there than the boat.
Right. And she was out there for a half hour. When we were at Dollywood, one of the roller coasters, my favorite one, it was one that got...
Are they named after her songs?
This was Jolene. We were on Jolene. And it was my favorite one.
Yeah.
And it goes real fast to the top of the hill. And we were the next in line, and it got right up to the top of the hill, and it stopped and rolled right back down, which I'd never seen before.
Whoa.
My daughter pointed out, it slowly came back down. We're like, ooh. So they immediately said, all right, this ride is shut down. You know, they have to redo it. And those people...
Hey, partner, why don't you go to the gift shop?
we were
fixing to do some maintenance.
We were standing there. We stood for a while, and about 15 minutes later, they just went ahead and got those guys out of the... They walked back. They were on the track.
So they stayed on the train?
For about 15
cars?
minutes. Yeah, for about 15 minutes. And they said, all right. And they got them out, walked them back.
Yeah, you gotta.
And then it was another probably half hour. Then they ran it several times without anybody in it. That's what they do.
Okay.
You have to do it a few times without anybody in the roller coaster. But you know, safety, top of mind, of course.
Yeah.